This is a picture book of Christopher Columbus by David A. Adler, illustrated by John and Alexandra Wallner. And this was published, I think, first in 1991, a Trumpet Club special edition. Let me check the date. I believe it was 1991. Yes, it was. Here we go. Christopher Columbus was born in 1451 in Genoa, Italy. His parents were Susanna and Domenico Colombo. Domenico was a master weaver. Susanna was the daughter of a weaver. See the loom for weaving? Genoa is at the shore of the Ligurian Sea, part of the Mediterranean. When Christopher and others looked out over the water, they saw no end to it. Christopher was a tall boy with a thin face and freckles. He worked in his father's shop, but he dreamed of going to sea. There he is, looking out the window, isn't he? Dreaming about going to sea. When Christopher was young, he took short trips on the sea. When he was older, he became a sailor. In 1476, when he was 25, Christopher was sailing on a group of ships headed for England. French pirates attacked, and the ship on which he was sailing sunk. Christopher was injured and thrown into the sea. He grabbed onto some floating wood and made his way to the nearest shore. Christopher came ashore in Lagos, Portugal. He stayed there until he was well. Then he went to Lisbon, Portugal, where his brother Bartholomew lived. Together they ran a shop where they sold maps for sailors and books. In Lisbon, Christopher married Dona Filipa Moniz de Perestrello, the daughter of an important family. They had a son, Diego. People in Lisbon talked of sailing east around Africa to the Indies, China, Japan, the East Indies, and India, where they could get valuable jewels and spices. Christopher Columbus and most other people during his time knew the earth was round, but they didn't know how big it was. They had always traveled east to get to the Indies. Columbus thought that he could get there more quickly by sailing the opposite direction. Christopher asked King John of Portugal for 3 ships to make the voyage. The king refused him. Does the king look happy? No, he says, it's a crazy idea. Christopher's brother Bartholomew went to the kings of France and England. He asked them for the ships Christopher needed to sail west. They refused too. Look at this person laughing. This one, no. Oh, this is him. He's sad. Christopher's wife, Filipa, died, and he moved to Spain. There he and Beatriz Enriquez de Harana, the daughter of Spanish peasants, had a son, Ferdinand. Christopher asked King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella of Spain if they could give him money and ships for his voyage west. They were not ready to help either. There's the king and queen saying, no, we won't help you. Then in 1492, after years of waiting, the king and queen of Spain finally agreed to help him. They gave him 3 ships, the Nina, the Pinta, and the Santa Maria, and about 90 men to sail with him. On August 3rd, 1492, the voyage began. 9 days later, the explorers reached the nearby Canary Islands. Then on September 9th, the ship sailed west into unknown territory. The sailors, into unknown waters of the Atlantic Ocean, The sailors were frightened. At times they wanted to turn back, but Christopher told them, Adelante, sail on, or get going, let's go. During the first week of October, the men saw birds and other signs of land. On October 12th, they saw an island southeast of Florida. Christopher Columbus